Come in close because I have a confession. This Cricut Mug Press has sat in the craft room unopened for maybe over a year now. If that's not craft hoarding, then I really do not know what is. But I've decided it is finally time to open this thing up, set it up and give it a try. I've got my mug ready for that. I have really only ever seen this being demonstrated. I've never really used it, so I don't know how this is gonna go, but we're gonna try it anyway and hopefully things will go fine. Honestly, I do not know what I was thinking waiting this long to unbox it. It's so beautiful! It's so like small and sleek and just shiny and smooth. I'm completely in love. In the box, I got this, which I'm sure is just full of boring warranty stuff. The actual mug press, a plug, and then I also got this other wire. And I'll be honest, I don't know what it's for. I can see that there is a connection on the back here where I'm supposed to put that in, but I don't know. I do know that sometimes when you first set up a machine, you have to connect directly to your computer, and then going forward, you can use the Bluetooth connection. So maybe that's what this is for. I don't know, we'll find out. Instructions on how to set it up, I don't know. I'm gonna check in here actually if there is something that's gonna help us to actually set it up. Otherwise, I will just fire up Design Space and hopefully figure it out in there. Let's open up the little warranty envelope. Just check. Sometimes you also get sample materials, so let's see if there's some infusible ink in here for us. Okay, so this is just a reminder on how to set up, which is basically go to Cricut.com setup, and it is just the warranty. Okay, never mind, that's not gonna really help us, so let's just get rid of it. And open up Design Space. Here we are in Design Space. I haven't set up a new product in quite a while, and Design Space has changed how it looks a lot in that time. And so I don't really know where I'm supposed to find the new product setup. I'm just gonna try in settings. There we go. Okay, so now it's hidden within Design Space. So you have to go to your profile drop down, then settings, and then machine, new product setup. Start. So we are setting up a heat press. Cricut Mug Press. Okay, step 1, place the Cricut Mug Press on a heat-resistant surface in a well-ventilated area. So I have my heat mat thingy-mabob. So I'm going to put it on there. Okay, that's done. Plug into wall outlet and power on. So I've plugged in the back already, and I'm going to use one of my handy Craft Room Island plug points. Okay, that's done. Step 3, use the USB cord to connect the mug press to this computer. Okay, so you do have to use this cord to connect. I'm actually thinking that this thing does not have a Bluetooth connection then. It has to be with this cord, so didn't know that. Because I have this annoying version of the Apple laptop, I have to get a special connector thingy to be able to do this, so I will be right back. Okay, here it is. I don't know if this is useful information, but I have a little USB to USB-C converter, so I will use that. Right, let's plug this in. So that's gonna go in here. This wire for connecting is like insanely short, so I'm sorry, it's all looking a bit messy around here right now, but okay. Now my laptop is asking if I want to allow the accessory to connect. I'm just gonna click allow so I don't have any problems when I set it up in Design Space. Okay. Ah! It just made a noise! It's turned on and it's flashing! Now what? Use the USB cord to connect the mug press. We did that. Let's click continue. Let's activate. Okay, so just got to allow it to connect this device to my email address associated with Design Space. Ah! It's done! Wicked! Ah! And now it's flashing green! Why am I getting so excited about this? This is cool. Okay, so I think it says it is now doing a firmware update, fair enough. I have to say, I was a bit petrified that because I've left it so long to actually turn the thing on, that it just was gonna have given up on me in the box over the months. But it seems like, so far, it's okay. It's done the firmware update. Disconnect USB, your mug press is up to date and ready to use. Okay. Okay, I will do that. I feel like I need to keep it plugged in for it to connect to the laptop when we actually want to use it later, but okay, let's just unplug for now. Oh, cool, and it's taken me to some website which has, I think it's gonna have a bunch of videos and stuff on here on how to use it. As soon as the setup completed, it sent me to this website, and I'm not really understanding what's going on the website. There was a video that sort of did a really quick run through. So what I've understood so far is I need to cut my design using infusible ink. I know that much, we need infusible ink. And then I have to wrap it around this mug and then put it in the machine. I think you have to open it like this. Oh, look how smooth that action is. I have to put my design in. What I've seen is that it has to be at an angle, I think, so I don't catch the infusible ink on the sides. And then when I press this down, it will automatically start doing the heat transfer. Let me go and cut some infusible ink design just so we have something to try out with it. I have just quickly used my Cricut Maker to cut a design out of infusible ink. I did remember to mirror, however, the design that I chose, I don't think it actually matters if I had mirrored it or not, because it's like a symmetrical kind of design. I really need a bin for the craft room. Let me just get this mat out the way. Okay, so now I need to weed my design. How do I weed an infusible ink sheet? It's like so papery. I don't even know where to start. Okay, let's try doing it in the traditional manner. Okay, I've picked off the edge. There we go. Just listen to that sound. So that is very satisfying. This is a mug that I've had sitting around in the craft room for ages, and I have in fact used it many times in an online workshop that I teach. So it's had removable adhesive vinyl applied and taken off many times. But I kind of wanted to try it out. This is just a test run, so if it doesn't work, it's not the end of the world. I have given it a quick wash. I think you're supposed to lint roll the thing as well and wipe it with like alcohol wipes. I don't have either of those things in the craft room right now. So maybe I will just grab a piece of like scrap transfer paper, and because that's sticky, I'll just use that to try and get any dust off of the mug. Good idea. I don't know if you watched my video where I organized all of my scraps. In this folder, where I keep all of my adhesive vinyl offcuts, at the back I keep transfer paper. Let's get that out of the way. I don't know, guys, you're supposed to use a lint roller. If this doesn't end up working, here's one of the reasons why you may not have. Because I do think that if the surface of the mug is dirty or has any bits of like residue on it, then that is what interferes with the transfer. I think you're supposed to wrap it around. Okay, so if I just make sure that the liner is matching up and attaching properly, I need to try and get all these bubbles and things out. I think that if the infusible ink is not properly flat against the mug, then we're not going to get a good transfer. I wonder if there's an equivalent of a brayer. Should we just try the brayer? It's a bit ridiculous, isn't it? I'm being a bit daft. It's not really working. But I can see that the actual infusible ink underneath here is like nice and flush against the mug. Okay, so I think we're ready to do the transfer. Spend a bit of time just now trying to figure out what to do next, because I was convinced that I need to use the heat guide, because with the easy presses you have to tell it what temperature, what material you're using, etc. What I realized is that with this thing, you're only using Cricut mugs and infusible ink. So there is no heat guide to be used, you just stick the mug in. So I guess that's what we're doing now. Why am I so nervous about this? Okay, so I know you're supposed to lift up the lever, and then we put it in at a bit of an angle. Oh my god, this thing is so hot already. Why is it so hot? It's just so scary. Why is it not closing? Maybe I'm not putting enough pressure. Okay, I had a bit of an off-camera panic attack there, because before you press, you have to wait for the light to turn green. But mine was just stuck on orange, and I was having a massive freak out that the thing isn't working, and I've already managed to break it. But after leaving it plugged in and on for about 3 or 4 minutes, it did suddenly decide to flash green. So I think we're good again. So now I'm going to re-attempt loading the mug and doing the press. Let's see. I have to say there's a weird smell coming from this thing, but I think that's normal. And also it already feels hot, so I'm like quite nervous. How do people put their mugs in without like, you know, being scared of the heat in this thing? I can actually feel the heat on my fingers as I put the mug in. Right, so let's... Ooh, it takes so much force to put the lid down. Okay, so it's now flashing the first LED. I think all we have to do is wait for all 5 to flash, and then it will tell me that the transfer is finished. So fingers crossed. The machine's been going now for, I'd say, 5 minutes. And all 5 lights have lit up, so hopefully we're almost there. So yeah, the actual casing of it is still completely cool. I can feel heat here if I put my hand over it. And there is still that smell. But I'm sure those things are completely normal. I am a bit nervous about getting the mug out, just because of how hot I know that heat plate is. But it's not like I'm the first person to ever do this. It'll be fine. Am I supposed to turn it off before I take it out? I don't know. Let's just take it out and then deal with that. Oh, this is so terrifying. Okay. Right, I'm gonna turn it off now and slide it out the way. So the handle of the mug is warm, but it's not hot. I'm not gonna touch the actual mug because I know that's gonna be boiling right now. I think I'm supposed to leave it to cool, and that takes about half an hour, so I'll go have a cup of tea and see you in a bit. And it's been about 25 minutes. The mug is still warm to touch, but to be honest, I can't wait any longer, so let's just see what happens. Wow. That has worked so well. Oh my gosh. Guys, I am so impressed with this mug press. I think the thing that surprised me is that it really is as simple as cutting out your design and then just putting it in the machine. I'm just so used to having to mess around with settings on the easy presses that I was expecting something similar with this, but actually it's so simple. There's like no thinking involved. Oh my goodness. And actually I've got such a good result, even with a mug that I've had lying around in the craft room for months. I do have a couple of areas where the design hasn't transferred, and I mean that's probably because I hadn't cleaned the mug well enough. I do now really regret having waited so long to unbox this thing because it does some really cool things. I'm gonna, I think, spend a bit more time with this machine, try a few more different designs. I've got stuff in mind that I want to make with this thing. I will do that, and then I will come back to you guys with a proper how to use the mug press with everything that I will have learned. But for an unboxing and setup with having like done no prep, having not really used this thing ever before, I reckon that went really well, and it just kind of shows that these Cricut Mug Press is easy to use and gives you really fantastic results. Now while I do that, you guys go and check out this playlist of my most popular tutorials on this channel, and I will see you guys next time. Until then, happy crafting!